Всем привет, меня зовут Дмитрий, я продолжаю прохождение игры The Elder Scrolls Online. В прошлой части я наконец-то победил с помощью Верандиса э, барона Монклера. К сожалению, Верандису пришлось пожертвовать собой, перенести осколок в план своего мастера. Им оказался Молох Бал внезапно. Э, вот. И, в общем, такая печальная нота. Благородный граф пожертвовал собой. Это всегда грустно. Так, я переместился в Шонхельм, где мне нужно поговорить с королем Эмериком. Но сначала у меня очень много квестов, которые я выполнял по ходу прохождения этой зоны, и мне нужно, в общем, пробежаться как раз. А вот эта женщина, которая была в маленьком подземелье.
Hello, friend. Do you need directions to the inn?
Я проделал долгий путь, чтобы найти потомка семьи Стенрик.
Well, your journey has been successful. Stenric blood certainly runs through my veins.
Я нашел этот меч в крипте неподалеку от курганов Сангвина.
Marcel Stenric? That was my great-grandmother's name. Is that really her sword? I grew up listening to stories of Dame Marcel's exploits. She was quite the warrior, if you believe the tales.
Кажется, она хочет, чтобы ее меч был у тебя.
This is amazing. Our family used to be much more prominent back in my great-grandmother's day. Maybe her sword will turn our fortunes around. Maybe. Anyway, thank you so much for bringing this to me. I'll always treasure Dame Marcel's sword. Perhaps it will encourage me to take up a life of honor and adventure.
Что ты еще можешь сказать?
Just what my parents told me. I never met my great-grandmother. Dame Marcel was an honored knight in the service of House Dorrel. I remember one story set during the time of the great feud between the Tamriths and the Dorrels. In the story, Dorrel's son Lanciot was kidnapped on the road to North Point by a dozen of Tamrith's most ruthless warriors. Despite the odds, Dame Marcel never hesitated. She swooped in with this very sword and rescued Lanciot. I love that story.
Такс, хорошо. Дальше сюда. Так, спокойно.
Join me for a cup of mead. A toast to those we've lost. My parents to death, and my sister to her crazy dreams. We're all going to go sometime. We might as well have a drink or two before it happens.
Я нашел исследовательский дневник в шахте Кэсшейд.
That's my sister's journal. So sweet, but so young and foolish. She was obsessed with the idea that trolls could be socialized. I knew this day would eventually come. I think it's time for another cup of mead. Thanks.
Такс, хорошо.
Do you mind?
Поговорим с Форель.
Need something to ride? Most of my stock was killed, stolen, or commandeered by the guard. But the mounts I do have are healthy and strong.
Мне нужно прокачать переносимый вес. Спасибо. Так, можно, кстати, лошадей других купить. Мне нравится и моя. Дальше. Дальше зайти вот сюда, наверное. Так, тупик. Как же тут все тесно. Гильдия магов. Так, а надо вообще посмотреть, какие у меня еще есть задания. Да-да-да, нужно сюда. Другие реликвии. Наследство леди. Так. Да, мне нужно гильдия магов определенно. Так, исследовательские заметки Меритрина. Спустя многие годы я наконец создал чары, которые продлят мне жизнь. Так. Ага, это вот как раз, наверное, квест с деревом, который я брал так давно. Так, ну, тут прочитано. Нужно к нему в дом зайти. И здесь у нас тоже есть еще дело. Вот, магистру.
I can't believe it. You mean Anenya was actually telling the truth? That girl has failed every assignment I've given her. She doesn't have a shred of natural magic ability. But if you have the tear of Anarame, I have to admit, I'm impressed.
Да, вот возьми.
Stupendous! You have done a valuable service, my friend. Not just for Anenya, but for the guild as a whole. Actually, for all of Tamriel. This relic's very dangerous, and we can now ensure it is put somewhere safe.
Замечательно. Так, минуточку. Так, продолжаем. Зайти в дом. Сейчас Меритрина. Значит. Вот. Где он у нас? А, вот совсем рядом. Прямо живет рядом с гильдией магов. А, и тут нужно взломать замок. Так, а это стражник. Можно подождать, пока он идет. Все не так просто. Ну. Блин. Рискнуть? Ладно, рискну. Есть. Вернулся в пещеру скорби. Так, знаете что? Украду-ка я у него что-нибудь. Я же все-таки нычку вот возьму. Я все-таки клинок ночи. Возьму белое мясо. Шотхи. Так, у меня даже не запалили. И можно сразу же зайти в... сюда. Скупщик краденого. Я, по-моему, никогда не заходил. вот сюда, убежище преступников. Если я что-то украл, то это нужно отмыть. Так, каждое убежище для преступников имеет несколько выходов. Один всегда ведет в местность, которую стражи не патрулирует. Скупщик и краденый покупают краденые предметы и отмывают ворованные вещи, которые вы хотите сохранить. То есть, если вы что-то украли, вам нужно для этого их как бы отмыть.
Hot items burning your hands? Allow me to cool them off.
Магазин скупщик краденого. Скупщика краденого можно найти в убежищах преступников. Так, вы можете продать ограниченное число краденных предметов скупщику краденого каждый день, за что вы получите часть стоимости от предметов. Скупщики краденого также позволяют вам отмыть ограниченное число краденных предметов, которые вы желаете сохранить. Продать. Отмывание. Давайте отмоем отмычку. Белое мясо. Карманный переводчик. Можно продать. Все. Такое вот убежище. Тут еще есть. Тоже
We
скупщик
need a new
краденого.
king in Shorenhelm like a Nord needs snow. But I'm sure you're here for another reason.
Какая тут атмосфера крутая. В общем, все бандиты тусуются вот здесь. В каждом городе есть свое отделение.
If it weren't for my political leanings, I never would have been targeted.
Мне бы продать... Грязную шкуру. Амулеты. Глифы. Террасу. Мне не нужно. Я-то пока оставлю. Выручил денежку, хорошо. Так, ну что, лезу в Шорнхельм обратно. Так, вылез из люка. Хорошо. Теперь вот здесь. Ну, пора поговорить с Эмерихом. Так, кто сделал? Задание Барона Шорнхельма. Еще разок. Да, я понимаю, что это занудно, но надо все проверить. Мне еще древние реликвии надо собрать. Здесь нету больше никого. Все. Иду к Америку.
I'm rather busy right now.
С Адусами потом поговорим.
Smell that air. Smells like victory.
Смотрите, все в зале. Шуга.
Ah, you're the one who killed that old skeever dark elf I was seeing. What was his name again? No matter. He's ancient history now. I'm sharing a tent with Julian these days, if you catch my meaning. For the time being, at least.
Мартин Датья.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you convincing me to enlist. I've come to realize that this is what I was born to be, a soldier. I also met some soldiers who served under my father. They spoke highly of him. I hope I can honor his memory.
Да, это в общем, все рекруты, которых я набирал. А его отец, по-моему, остановил Рансера. Вот, и предотвратил вместе с ним с орками. И вот Жюльен.
If it isn't Mara's messenger in the flesh, you really saved my love life. Looking back, I can't imagine what I ever saw in Gwendolyn. I finally met my true love during training, Shuga. She's sweet and strong and all the woman I'll ever need.
О как. Капитан Тайер.
A finer group of soldiers never served in the Shornhelm Guard. Julian and Shuga have both turned out to be valiant warriors. And Martin, that young man is a natural leader. He's a war hero now too. He saved dozens of lives in battle the other day.
Здорово. Комендант.
The longer I'm here, the better that mead looks. I think I might head back to Fell's Run soon.
У тебя больше не было проблем с пьянством?
No. I haven't had a drop since the day I got my constable job back. Can't say I haven't been tempted, though. I try to just stay away from it, which is why this probably isn't the best place for me to be.
Фокус показывает. Борда.
We need to give you a nickname. Something like the Knife. How about the Doom Smasher? That sounds a little dark, I guess. I'll think about it.
Теперь, когда все закончится, ты останешься здесь?
Nah, I'm not cut out to be a city guard. I think I'll go check out the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for someone of my caliber.
Дарьен что скажет?
After a long talk with the Countess, it was decided that it would be best if I looked for other employment. I think she was just having a hard time dealing with her feelings for me. I expect she'll get all weepy when I'm gone.
Что будешь делать дальше, Дарьен?
Well, now that she's no longer my lord and master, I might swing by and see if Isolde wants to indulge in any of her less theological fantasies. Maybe something along the lines of the farmer's lonely daughter.
Ну, понятно, Дарьен, как обычно. Так, кто еще у нас тут есть?
I'm glad that my daughter's happy, but I'm not sure I can ever trust Dulki. Not after what happened.
Это та дворянка, которую мы спасли, когда в Обливион. Ну, вот план догона. Вторгались, и там была с Дулхи такая, со служанкой история. А вот и Алан.
A new ruler of Shornhelm. This is a huge moment for Ривенспайр. We should all be honored to witness such a moment.
А вот капитан Женев, мы ее пощадили, она стала вампиром.
You faced down Montclair and lived to tell about it. I'm envious, you know.
Привыкла к новой жизни.
Things are going well. I even plan to resume my duties in the guard. Gwendis has been very patient. I still have a hard time with the blood drinking business, but I'm learning.
Так, с кем еще можно поговорить? Королева мира, это жена Америка.
I think that Countess Tamrith and Baron Dorel both could be excellent rulers. The important thing is that we crown someone. And today must be the day.
Да. Так, ну теперь с ней поговорю.
It's a miracle that we survived and triumphed over Montclair, thanks in no small part to my steady leadership. May Arche grant the High King the wisdom to see that I am the best choice to lead Ривенспайр.
We've come through much to reach this point. We won a battle for the very soul of Ривенспайр. Now comes the responsibility of rebuilding the kingdom. I hope High King Emmerich gives me the opportunity to lead us through the difficulties ahead.
So here we are. Baron Montclair's dead, and that damn artifact is destroyed. Yes, you can pat yourself on the back, all right. You've saved Ривенспайр, and that's no small thing. You do realize this creates a predicament for me, though, don't you?
В чем проблема?
Well, I can't very well go on pretending the nobles can share the throne. Everyone knows what a colossal mistake I made there. I'm going to have to crown someone. A king or a queen of Shornhelm. Someone to rule Ривенспайр, don't you think?
Очень похоже, что жители ожидают именно этого.
Exactly. So I have to choose. Countess Tamrith or Baron Dorel. Frankly, since you've recently fought alongside the two of them, I would appreciate your counsel. Speak to them, if you wish. Think about it, and then give me your recommendation.
Вот опять я должен заниматься политическими делами.
It's a miracle that we survived and triumphed over Montclair, thanks in no small part to my steady leadership. May Arche grant the... I do. Baron Dorel is a good man, but he can be dangerously short-tempered and is far too quick to act. Shornhelm has had enough impetuous rulers in its history. We need a thoughtful ruler who truly has the people's best interests at heart.
Что ты будешь делать в первую очередь?
Helping the people of Ривенспайр recover. So many of the kingdom's subjects have been displaced. So many have lost loved ones. We must do what we can to restore the people's faith and get their lives back to at least a semblance of normalcy.
А что скажет барон?
We've come through much to reach this point. We won a battle for the very soul of Ривенспайр. Now comes the responsibility of rebuilding the kingdom. I hope High King Emmerich gives me the opportunity to lead us through the difficulties ahead.
Считаешь, что Верховный Король должен сделать тебя королем?
I do. I've come to respect Countess Tamrith. She's a bright young woman, but she's not qualified to rule the kingdom. The coming days demand decisive leadership and a firm hand. You know that as well as I. That makes me the perfect choice.
Для тебя будет важнее всего?
First things first. We need to rebuild our defenses. The Shornhelm Guard has been decimated by the Civil War, and we'll need to recruit and retrain hundreds of young men and women to restore our strength.
Так, ну я выбрал. Я выбрал.
Take as much time as you like, my friend. It's only the High King and the entire kingdom of Ривенспайр waiting.
Да, никакого давления.
Good. Though I do hope you've given the matter due consideration. This isn't like choosing which tunic to wear in the morning. It will affect many lives and the future of the Daggerfall Covenant. Tell me then, House Tamrith or House Dorel?
Ну, графиня Тамрит, конечно.
She's very young, but perhaps that means she will bring some much-needed change. Very well. If that's your counsel, I will make Countess Tamrith the Queen of Shornhelm. Are you certain she is the best choice, though?
Да.
The bright young Countess Tamrith, then. I know she is thoughtful, humble, and as sharp as an assassin's dagger. I am sure she will make a courageous queen. Queen Eseld of Shornhelm. It even has a nice ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's decided. Thank you for your counsel. Both Queen Eseld and myself will be in your debt. After all you've done, there's no reward that can express my gratitude, but please, accept this gift. I'd feel guilty if I didn't give you something. If I might have everyone's attention. I have decided to crown a new Queen of Shornhelm. Eseld Tamrith, please come forward. I hereby name your house the new Royal House of Shornhelm.
I give you my solemn oath, Your Majesty. I will lead the kingdom of Shornhelm with wisdom and honor, and I pledge my eternal allegiance to you and to the Daggerfall Covenant.
All hail the new ruler of Ривенспайр.
Вот, теперь она королева Эсельда.
Thank you for your faith in me. I will do all that I can to prove I deserve this honor. And you will always be welcome in Shornhelm.
Так, мы поговорим с королевой.
Today is a fortuitous day indeed for Ривенспайр, though I fear other kingdoms within the Covenant may not be so lucky. I know that my husband considers you to be his champion, but I wonder if you might be willing to assist his queen as well?
Разумеется, чем могу помочь?
I have heard troubling news from Sentinel. Rumors say that enemies from my father's past have returned. I wrote to him right away, of course, but as everyone knows, King Faharajad can be slow to respond. Still, I fear for his safety.
Кто эти враги?
Necromancers. Their kind has not been seen in the Alikir Desert for years, but that only makes them more dangerous. If you can go to Sentinel and just ensure all is well, it would be a relief. I have made travel arrangements, if you are willing.
Конечно, мне только нужно знать, куда идти.
Look for a ship called the Don Posset offshore at North Point. The first mate, Elvira Dere, should be waiting for you on the docks, ready to leave for Sentinel. When you get there, just make sure the city is safe. Only visit my father, if you wish.
Так, можно вопрос?
Of course. I'm relieved already, just knowing that you will go. If there is any trouble there, I know my father could use help, whether he wants it or not. I'm sorry, I digress. You said you have a question.
Родом из пустыни?
Of course. My father is King Faharajad, my brother Azah, my sister Lakana, and I were raised in Sentinel. Then one day, my father told me he had to marry me to this mad, young king of Wayrest, Emmerich. I was furious, of course, but I came around.
Понятно, у нее еще есть брат. А сестра Лакана, к сожалению, это уже было в прошлых частях, ее, к сожалению, убили. Так, разве короля Эмерих не забыли происходящее в Сентинеле?
My husband has many admirable qualities, and one of them is a hopeless optimism. He rarely takes action until a problem has at least been confirmed. As I said, I have only heard rumors of trouble in the Alikir. Hopefully it is nothing.
Могли бы вы рассказать мне о некромантах подробнее?
When I was very young, there was a necromancer, Satura. He raised an army of the dead and marched on Sentinel. Though my people will not fight the dead, somehow my father won the battle. If Satura has returned, though, it would be very bad.
Народ просто не станет сражаться со старшими мертвецами?
No, it is a matter of faith. Our people believe that desecrating the dead, even if they have been risen, is a terrible dishonor. This is why a necromancer in Sentinel would be a very bad thing, and why I am concerned for my father's safety.
Ну, понятно. Ну что ж, нас вот так вот продолжают направлять. Теперь нам нужно отправляться сначала в Норт-Пойнт, а потом уже и вот сюда. Так, вот я сейчас здесь. Мне нужно вот... Мне нужно вот сюда. То есть вот так вот пропутешествовать. Но я еще не все дела сделал в Ривенспайре.
You realize that since I made this decision based on your recommendation, that if ever there's a rebellion in Ривенспайр, well, you'll at least have to help me clean it up.
Да, понятно. На втором этаже есть кто-нибудь? А, это... Вендис, вот она.
Look at these people. You'd never guess hundreds of people recently died in a terrible war. Let them have a moment of happiness, though. You and I know it was only because of Arandis' sacrifice that any of us are still here.
Скучаешь по Верандису, правда?
Of course. You only knew his serious side. He had a wild side, too. If this were Ravenwatch Manor, not one of these people would be wearing any clothes. Truth is, I've never understood mortal parties. They're way too civil for my tastes.
Теперь вы с родом Ривенвотчей.
Verandis adopted Adusa and I into his family. House Ravenwatch and all its assets belong to us now. We plan to follow in his footsteps and continue to watch over Ривенспайр. We may not have his style, but Verandis will always be in our hearts.
Думаешь, и дальше помогать другим вампирам?
Of course. When there are enough of us, we might even organize into a real force for goodness in the realm. I don't know. What do you think? I was thinking of calling ourselves the Ravenwatch.
Так. Так.
Well.
Бюджет. Так, ну и тут Адуса стоит. Адуса Дару. У нее есть какое-то задание к нам. Что ж, это уже для следующей серии. До свидания.